Joining us now is Joyce Donaldson, Executive and CEO at the Orion Area Chamber of Commerce. So many great things going on over there. The Chamber has celebrated 75 years this year. Talk about how you celebrated the big milestone this year.
Sure. Well, first off, thanks for having me today. I'm super excited to be here. And we were thrilled to celebrate our 75th year and serving the business community this year. So the Chamber was incorporated on June 19th in 1950. So we've been around for a long time helping to support the business community. So in celebration of that, we've kind of been celebrating all year, but it culminated in a big celebration on June 17th at Paint Creek Country Club. It was really unique because we were able to bring back a lot of the past board chairs. We invited all the past staff that we knew of, and they all came, which was really cool. The staff came, so it was kind of deja vu, kind of like a little family reunion for some of the staff and the board members. We had Dr. Master Mateo there, who actually had started the campaign for the Veterans Memorial, which was amazing. And Joanne Van Tassel was there, Carl Sorowski. So some of the oldies, but really great, influential community leaders. So, and in addition to that, we did a beautiful printed 36-page insert into the Lake Orion Review, in which we went through all the history.
That must have been fun for you, because I also went through our video archives back from like the 90s, as far back as I can go, and I liked going down that memory lane. You must have learned a lot about this community doing your research for this.
I learned so much, and I felt so invested. So we had 4 boxes of archives. Some of, maybe 1.5 of those big boxes were photos, but the others were just some newspaper articles, board minutes, all kinds of really cool stuff. And so it was hard to put down. A lot of times the only time I had time to work on it was after business hours, and I would be there until dark just reading and trying to disseminate what was important for the publication and for the presentation, and what, maybe wasn't so important. So really interesting. It was super great that between ONTV and the Lake Orion Review were able to help me put together a timeline, which is crucial. So it was very confusing, and bits and pieces here and there and just kind of everywhere. And so we put that together, and we are creating a time capsule of everything in the last 75 years. So 25 years from now, that CEO probably won't be me in 25 years, but won't have to research in depth like I did. But again, we were so invested in it, and we even had some staff working on it. It was the same thing. Like, once you started delving in to those archives, you just couldn't look up, and you couldn't breathe, and you couldn't leave and depart.
What was the biggest surprise that you found that you didn't know happened?
Well, thanks for asking. So for me, it was that the Chamber, since its inception in 1950, had a pulse on all of the key things here, such as "Where Living is a Vacation," the tagline, which came out right after they incorporated in 1950. They did a contest, and that tagline was created, and obviously still, runs very strong today. But we met with the original sign maker, and we found the original receipt in her basement of where the Chamber had contracted for the signage. That was really interesting. I wasn't aware of the correlation between the War Memorial, the fireworks, the parade, so many ongoing community events that actually originated from the Orion Area Chamber.
Most people, associate the Chamber with business, and the Orion Area Chamber is so much more than that. Like you said, they had their hand in so many aspects of the community, creating things that we still enjoy today. It's awesome.
And it's very typical for chambers back in the day to do those community events like we were just discussing. Not uncommon at all. And then as the chamber matures, let's say, and becomes more business focused, it's not unusual at all for different nonprofit organizations to take those over, because the chamber then has so much work to do to kind of focus more on the business community, and then these other organizations such as Rotary, Lions Club, etc., will take over those more community aspects.
Well, and their tasks vary probably from community to community across the country based on the size of the town that a chamber may be in. Either someone's doing it or they're not doing it, and the chamber's one of those entities that steps in and takes over or passes it off.
And so, that to me that's the thing that I learned the most, but also just like being more aware of all the local leaders and their parts that they've played, just even in more recent years, say like in the past 25 years. So it was, I feel like a historian as far as the chamber's concerned.
Yeah, right.
It was just really great. So we are going to continue that at our upcoming State of the Community address or luncheon on October 2nd. I will present a State of the Chamber, kind of going back and just kind of reliving some of those highlights of the chamber for the last 25 years. And then we also have our Orion Township Supervisor, Chris Barnett, and our school superintendent, Heidi Mercer, and the village president, Teresa Rutt, that will each be giving updates on their respective communities.
Yeah, and things are really bustling and looking bright. I'm looking forward to the event just to reaffirm all the great things that are happening in this community.
It's really great, and it's always, I started it when I came here 3 years ago, so this is our third annual, and it's a luncheon. It's a lot of business professionals. I might add that it is generously sponsored by Michigan United Credit Union and McLaren Oakland. So it's a luncheon where people can gather and learn valuable information. A lot of people want to know what's going on with the new Jacobson's complex, what's going on in Brown Road, what's going on with the railroads, what's the strategic plan for the Lake Orion School District. So just lots of information packed into it.
And there's a lot going on in Lake Orion.
There is a lot going on.
All the development along the lake, and of course the lumber yard, which
the lumber
may share
yard.
some information.
We will be Matt Gibb, the executive director of the DDA. He will be out of town at his daughter's wedding, but he will be on video, kind of giving a little bit of an update on the lumberyard project as well. But I don't know if you've been downtown lately, but it is looking so vibrant.
It is.
And it looks so great. And as you know, the chamber office moved almost a year ago to downtown, right downtown, and it's really been a pleasure working with all the businesses down there, and it feels like we're so much more accessible. We have people walking in our office every day, and both visitors to the area as well as our business members.
Yeah, at that location, I mean, to be able to just step out of your doors and be in downtown Lake Orion where there's shopping and food, and it's just so scenic. And here comes the fall time where the leaves are going to start changing. So you're almost motivated to get out of the office and explore.
Absolutely. There's a lot more places that we can walk to meetings and things like that. So, and then feeling a lot more integrated with the Downtown Development Authority and those business owners down there.
Yeah.
Have you seen membership go up because you're now there with them?
Yes, I feel like we have a lot more walk-ins, businesses that walk in to inquire about membership. Last year we had 72 new members. This year our trajectory is to exceed that. And then also, and Joe knows this for sure, by the amount of ribbon cuttings that we've hosted. Last year we hosted 20 ribbon cuttings, and I think by May or June we'd already done 20 ribbon cuttings this year.
We blew past it.
So, and we're booked out. I think we have 3 dates left in November, and then we'll be booking into January, which was the same case last year. So, it is, the chamber is really growing. Now, of course, you get the members that are outgoing as well, either closing their doors. We've had a couple of restaurants downtown that are closing the doors, a couple shops, boutiques that have closed their doors. And, with the economy, it's interesting, right? So, I understand for sure if, they can't afford to join the chamber because it does come with a cost. But we try to service the entire business community and not necessarily differentiating whether you're a member or a non-member.
Yeah. I just read online that Oat Soda is changing ownership.
Yes.
And, as much as I love the place, one thing that's a great sign for downtown Lake Orion is it seems like as soon as a business leaves or closes, there's a new business in there
Exactly.
to take over. So
We have 313 Pizza, Anita's
Yeah.
Kitchen, now Oat Soda.
Yeah.
But with that, we already have somebody in 313. I understand there's someone coming into Anita's Kitchen, and then Oat Soda already has a new business that will be taking over. And then next to the American Legion Hall in that beautiful new complex, we have 2 new members that have already opened. And then I understand that there is a Michigan wine store that's going in there. So that'll be really awesome for the downtown as well.
yeah, and this is going to go perfect because you're going to have wine there. And I heard from a little birdie that at the lumber yard they might be bringing in a bakery. So
I've heard that
bakery,
same rumor.
wine.
And a lot of really smaller entrepreneurial type businesses that hopefully will go into the lumberyard project. We're really looking forward to that and been in constant communication with the DDA about all of the latest and greatest developments.
Yeah. We only have a couple minutes left. I want you to promote what you want to promote. Orion Women Leaders, great program you have going on there. You got an event coming up on Friday, November 14th. Do you have a keynote speaker lined up for that
So we have our big Women of Inspiration luncheon in which we have a speaker. That's in the spring, usually held at the Buell Estate. But we also have 2, a spring and a fall networking luncheon. And this is strictly networking. It'll be held at Boulder Point Country Club. No speaker, but just strictly to get together, just strictly for networking. And then we also have a fall networking mixer coming up on September 18th at Waterside Social. Of course, Waterside Social is one of our newest restaurants right there on the picturesque lake. And it's going to be a beautiful evening and for our members to enjoy. So we're excited about that. And then we also have 2 educational workshops. One on Wednesday, October 15th, with Brian Burney talking about mastering online visibility, reviews on social media. Going to be talking a lot about Google reviews, how to get on there, how to do them, how to manage. And then also an educational workshop on AI, unlocking business growth with AI, with Misty Morris is our speaker, and that'll be on November 6th. And both of the educational workshops will be held at Spring Hill Suites.
Okay.
And they provide a hot and hearty breakfast. It's a win-win.
That's awesome. That's great. If someone sees this and wants to get involved with the chamber, how do they go about doing it?
Well, we would love to have more participation. We have about 330 members and we're growing. You can just call me, Joyce, at the Orion Area Chamber, or Jillian at the Orion Area Chamber. Our website is www.orionareachamber.com, and a bunch of information can be shown on there. And if I have one more minute, I just want to give a little bit of a plug. We have a new network that we're creating. Our first meeting is tomorrow, and it's for our health and wellness peer-to-peer network. So the Chamber has just over 20% of our membership is comprised of health and wellness advocates. And so we're going to host our first meeting tomorrow, and it'll be facilitated by Jen Todd of Breakthrough Partners. So we're really looking forward to getting all these health and wellness advocates together in the same room to see what that group wants to become. In addition to that, we have a trades builders and suppliers peer-to-peer network that we established about 2 years ago. And that's a really great group as well. Trades builders and suppliers comprise about 15% of our membership. So we're trying to get these peer-to-peer groups going, just so that we can provide support to those different industries, those large groups of industry. So super exciting about that. I want to thank ONTV for hosting our monthly chamber networking group. We have about 20 members that meet on a monthly basis, strictly to grow their business. It's a structured networking group. So just a few of the things that the chamber does.
Well, we enjoy getting your message out and promoting and covering all the events. You definitely keep me busy, which I appreciate. So many great things happening with the chamber, and a lot of that is to your credit.
Aw, thank you, Joe. Thank you. We really appreciate our partnership with you, and as our community partner last year at our Impact Awards.
That was nice.
I do want to mention that's still coming up as well in December, so look for more information coming out soon, and nominations will be open soon.
Yeah, so think about that. Who do you want to nominate?
Who do you want to
Those
nominate?
who have had a huge impact on the community. Yeah, we'll be
Always
there.
a beautiful event at Paint Creek Country Club celebrating Orion's finest.
Awesome. Joyce, thanks for joining us today. Always
Yeah,
good
thanks
to
for
see
being
you.
here.
Thank you.
Yeah.